BSTN.
Welcome to SaaS Center. I'm your host, Huge Earnings. Our top story today is... What? Can't be right. HubSpot just reported a monster quarter, which is true. Revenue up 21%. They beat estimates by 3% across the board, added 10,898 new customers in 3 months. Recently, they just brought Clara Shih, literally Meta's head of business AI, onto their board. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. It's not really the point. Wall Street responds by doing what? Absolutely taking a flamethrower to their stock, down 12.8% in a single day. Recently, you know what this reminds me of? Never really felt this when I was in school, but it's when you ace an exam and your parents ask why you didn't get extra credit. Like, come on now. HubSpot delivers $809 million in revenue. Guides it's higher for Q4, and investors collectively decide that's not enough. Well, you can't fool Matt Bolian or Gary Anderson, both who weighed in on LinkedIn. Matt's stats, and I'll read through them hopefully pretty briefly. 21% year-over-year revenue growth, second quarter in a row accelerating. Beat on revenue, beat on profit, raised EPS, rule of 40, they have a 41.
$810 million in revenue, which is up 18.4% year-over-year in constant currency. 20% operating margin, up from -1% a year ago. $147 million in free cash flow, which is 18% of their revenue.
10,900 new customers, I was off by 2 earlier. Now nearly 279,000 total. Subscription revenue up 21%, billings up 19%, net income $140 million.
I need to work out, do cardio, be able to read that. Here's Gary's take. HubSpot is now a value stock with growth fundamentals. 5.1x forward revenue, high gross margins, recurring revenue, debt-free, all the stuff here, guys. And an 18% FCF margin that's still rising. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm smart enough to know that I sit in this chair, this one, and regurgitate shit other super smart people say. And these guys seem to know what they're talking about. Also, I'm biased because I'm a huge HubSpot fan. You may have heard of Mayor of Inbound. But speaking of smart people, like I said, Clara Shih, HubSpot just put her on the board. She's the same one that built AI for 200 million businesses at Meta to help them with AI. Unrelated, has anyone seen the password to my Robinhood or E-Trade accounts? Thinking about making some trades. Yeah. When excellence isn't enough, maybe it's not always the company like HubSpot. Maybe Wall Street sucks. Our next segment, we're canceling ourselves, kinda. Jenny Garchua, CEO of GoNimbly, called out the internet's obsession with declaring things dead when they're just evolving. RevOps isn't dead, cold calling isn't dead, and maybe, just maybe, our funeral of the week segment is part of the problem.
Funeral of the week.
We are gathered here today to mourn the loss of Funeral of the Week. Yeah, we're canceling our own segment because Jenny Garchua just exposed us for the frauds we are. Here's what happened. Jen, CEO of GoNimbly, RevOps thought leader, RevOps rants, This Week in SaaS. She dropped a truth bomb that basically said, stop declaring everything is freaking dead just because it's not trending on LinkedIn this week. RevOps, automation is not AI. Declaring things dead is not analysis. Yeah. Taking a little note for myself there. Look, RevOps isn't dead. It's being redefined. Cold calling isn't dead. Bad cold calling is. Training modules aren't dead. Ineffective ones are. Problem there is most of them are ineffective. Wait, I'm doing it again. God. Old habits die hard, they say. And funeral of the week, this old habit was never really alive to begin with. We've been participating unknowingly and sarcastically in the exact cycle we mock, hot take culture, declaring things dead for engagement. Confusing, I'm tired of this with this no longer exists. It's amateur hour. Research on confirmation bias actually shows that we seek out things that validate our existing beliefs. If you want something to be dead, you'll find evidence it's dying. If you want it alive, you'll find proof it's thriving. Context matters. It hurt. So here we are at the funeral of the week, which was always just a bit we did to mock the very thing we were doing. And now, Jen, thank you, Jen, she's given us the gift of self-awareness. Funeral of the week, 2024 to 2025. Born satirical, died ironically, survived by some hot takes that may make sense, killed by the realization that nuance beats anything off the cuff. Declaring things dead is the ultimate lazy analysis, and we're guilty as charged. Thanks for being our mirror, Jen. Speaking of mirrors and other things you could look at, here's a commercial. Look at it. We'll be right back.
This is Rob. Rob is a sales rep. This is a visual example of Rob trying to follow the sales process. It's also an example of him searching for process documentation. Then Rob got supered, and process boards show him what to do now and what to do next. Rob can now visualize sales expectations. Be like Rob. Get supered.
Welcome back to SaaS Center. I'm your host, Hugh Morris. Our next story is about Jeff Hatton, CEO of the edutainment company. He has released 45 Funny Fives, in quotes, which is a newsletter spotlighting the most hilarious LinkedIn posts from sales professionals. I've been in there 5 or 6 times. It's not just comedy curation. It's a masterclass in soft touch brand building and reciprocity-driven growth. And it's this week's Nice SaaS.
Nice SaaS.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's a beauty looking at it on the other screen. It's sleek. It's modern. Jeff Hatton just dropped his 45th edition of the Funny Five. I'm here for it. I'm actually in it some weeks. Jeff, we may need to talk after this. Just a quick connect, see what you're scoping out this week. Anyway, back to the newsletter. We usually reserve Nice SaaS for software, which makes sense, right? But this was so freaking good that we decided that SaaS could also stand for silliness as a service. This newsletter is so smooth, so well executed, so direct, I need a moment. It's beautiful. Here's the play. Jeff curates the funniest LinkedIn posts from sales pros every week, and marketers, really just anybody on LinkedIn. 5 posts, that's 5 posts, 0 self-promotion, pure value. And in exchange, you follow his newsletter, you get to laugh, you remember his name, you associate him with laughter and good vibes. Dr. Robert Cialdini would be proud. This is the reciprocity marketing at its finest. Give value, build goodwill, stay top of mind. No hard sell, no pushy CTA, just consistent, entertaining touch points. And let's talk execution. Comedy curation is hard. Believe me, I am a tough critic on myself, even now. It's amateur hour. Beep! You need taste, timing, and an understanding of what actually lands. And Jeff is absolutely nailing all 3 and building a distribution list that would make most sales teams jealous. So yeah, Jeff, I recommend that we do a follower swap, because we are such fans. BSCN, our followers can go and subscribe to the newsletter. I believe you have right at 2,000, because when you spot a soft touch asset and a brand awareness association strategy this masterful, you have to solicit them. JK. You don't compete, you collaborate. Nice ass, Jeff. Real nice ass. I think that 4 out of 5 dentists agree, by the way, that a warm laugh beats a cold email every single time.
BSTN.
Welcome back to SaaS Center. I'm your host, Ian DeField. Our next story is freaking badass. Superglass represents the future of on-site service, CRM integration, AI-powered guidance, and the hands-free operation for technicians in the field. While Meta burns billions on AI glasses nobody asked for, Zuper, man, I get that confused. Zuper with a Z just launched smart glasses designed for actual workers doing actual freaking jobs. Adam Sand's roofing company is moving his entire tech stack to Zuper, and it's integrated with HubSpot. Shout out to the homeless HubSpotter. Here's what these bad boys do. They sync with HubSpot in real time. Your freaking glasses do that? Wow, kudos. They display customer data on screen while you're working, provide AI-driven troubleshooting, and get this, they work in sunlight. Revolutionary concept, I know. Meanwhile, Meta's glasses let you just, we don't want to give any free publicity to Meta. Everybody's seen them. Yeah, whatever. They're cool. Yeah, very helpful for people installing industrial roofing systems. Not so much. Here's a kicker. Seth Nesbitt, Zuper's CEO, is a super partner. Adam Sand, super evangelist. This is the HubSpot ecosystem building actual innovation while the tech giants are still figuring out if people want AI-generated poetry on their Ray-Bans. Zuper, You functional, blue-collar supporting, empowering piece of hardware was software first, but now hardware. God, thank you. Thank you. I may come out of being a host and go back into field work. And, I used to be a roofer back in the day. I might do that just so I can get my hands on a pair of these badass glasses.
BSTN.
These don't do anything. Barely even help me read. Something awesome. Sarah Storm, sales director at Enrich, publicly praised Caleb King, a Supered sales rep, shout out Caleb, for a prospecting approach that actually worked. Turns out having a framework matters as much as having game. And ladies and gentlemen, that means it's time for Closer of the Week. This week, we're celebrating Caleb King from Supered, a colleague of mine. He just proved that sales frameworks aren't just corporate buzzword bingo, they work. Imagine that. Here's what happened. Sarah Storm, sales director at Enrich, that's n.rich, look her up, she's awesome. It gets approximately 1 million sales emails per day, most of them garbage. You've seen these, generic, just circling back. Nonsense, AI slop that makes her want to throw her laptop in the freaking ocean. But Caleb King sent an email that made Sarah actually want to respond. And not just want to respond. She went to LinkedIn to tell everybody about it. And we couldn't be more proud of our boy, Caleb. Anyway, sorry to get sentimental. We get to talk to Caleb, the man who believes your schedule is your lifeline, to take a minute to appear on our show now and instill some sales wisdom for Closer of the Week. Caleb, how are you today, man?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, right. Your schedule is your lifeline. Closer of the Week. Your nomination came in because of the Sarah Storm post, as mentioned. I'll get through this. You also had a review that was 5 stars that said Caleb should really consider doing a TED Talk on how to run a sales process, which I thought, candidly, was freaking mind-blowing that you haven't done that yet, TED Talk. And you just closed a massive, massive deal, one of the biggest ever. Which one of these things are you most proud of?
I like the prospecting one, the Sarah Storm one on prospecting, because prospecting is not glorious.
No, it is not. You were right there. But you're so good at it. You convinced someone to invoke the Be Like Mike campaign of the 90s, saying be like Caleb. She goes on with the exact framework of why you stood out. Audience, you should definitely go check out this post against Sarah Storm from Enrich. How does it feel knowing you're basically the Michael Jordan of sales?
It feels good. I mean, as salespeople, you're coming up against an ocean of preconceptions, negative stereotypes. Everyone loves shitting on salespeople on LinkedIn. Look at this terrible outreach. You're so annoying. And so to be able to have people actually not only book the meeting, but enjoy it enough to praise you for it publicly, it feels really good.
Well, that's why you're here, a part of it. Anyway, great job, by the way. Speaking of, our viewers, we have 3 now. They want to know if you could describe down to the millisecond your actual day in sales, or maybe you could, just give us 3 sales principles that you live by.
I actually could do that for you. I could just walk you through it. I'll give you 3 things I do. One is very recent. I'm taking this sales course right now, and they continue. Every sales coach I've ever heard, motivational speaker, they always tell you to write down your why and read it out loud. And I think it's kind of kooky, but I'm gonna try it. So I'm trying that right now. I'm 7 days in, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So that's the first thing. I actually verbalize it every single day. The second thing that I always do is I'm always staring at my pipeline. And we use HUBS. I'm always staring at my pipeline. Now we use we have process boards, so it helps me that. But I always prioritize deals in progress. So I look at each deal individually, think about it. Have I multi-threaded? Have I sent a message lately? What is another angle I can come in? And so I develop a point of view for every single deal. And that requires me to look at my pipeline and think about it every single day. So that's the second thing. And the third thing I would say is I call it running through the tape. I very rarely get off schedule. So I tell myself I'm gonna work. For me, it's I start at 5:30 a.m. because my time zone. So 5:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. and I'm gonna work 100%. I'm not gonna get off schedule, but once I'm off, I'm off. And so I very rarely take breaks that are non-work, like other than eating and things like that. I stay on schedule, and after I'm off, like, don't slack me. I'm not going to see it.
Right. I would like to take this moment to formally apologize to you from taking you away from revenue generating activities and your schedule. Really mean that. Almost done. Here's another one from our viewers. Caleb, I know from LinkedIn that you can spearfish. Is it true that you once closed a deal underwater?
No, that is not true. I don't work outside of working hours, so it's not true.
Is there any way that you could do it just for a bit and somehow record it so that you could make this viewer's dream come true?
If you buy me like an Apple Watch, I'll do it underwater.
Got it. Grant, need to get Caleb an Apple Watch.
Yeah, Rob.
Deal. Anyway, you mentioned taking a sales course. Who are some of your sales heroes? You know, people that you look up to have impacted you, made an impact on your professional life in sales?
That's a hard question. Let's skip it.
We can skip that one. Switching gears here a little bit. This one comes directly from me because no one told me I couldn't also submit the questionnaire as part of the audience. So just pretend no one's going to see this one. What is the one thing that you hate most about your boss?
What I hate most about Matt Bullion, I hate this about you, is that sometimes the details get lost. You do not do the details, which I think are very important.
Oh, I cannot believe you just said that on live TV, but I can believe that you'll help us out with this. What do you think the most important attribute or factor is in sustainable sales success?
I think in terms of baseline is discipline, consistency and discipline, right? Like that is your lifeline. You have to be disciplined. And the easiest way to do that is schedule. I work from this time to this time, and I only do these things. And so once you've established that, you can build a house on it, right? All the other things. How do I make it easy for people to buy? How do I make people like me? How do I make people feel comfortable around me? But without that baseline of discipline, I find it very hard to even stay motivated, right? Because you just have to establish those baseline habits.
Absolute truth being spoken. Caleb, thanks so much for being here, for doing this. Thanks even more for what you've done to earn a well-deserved Closer of the Week. And we can't wait to see you in our audience on who you're going to nominate for next week's Closer of the Week.
I would tell them to look themselves in the mirror and say, do I really want to do this?
It appears we didn't cut Caleb's feed just then. I mean, it's not that hard. It's just a freaking interview. Anyway, thanks, Caleb. Be disciplined, be consistent, be human, be like Caleb, and we'll be right back after this short message.
Psst, Carl, I can't remember where those battle cards are.
It's in SharePoint.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you. Psst, hey, Carl. What? I can't remember where the pricing calculator is.
It's in Google Drive.
Oh yeah, you're right. Psst, Carl, that new deck with our process in it, where might it be?
It's in Slack. It's pinned in the Sales Ops channel.
You're right. Eureka. Psst, Carl, sales documentation. Have you seen her?
It should be in the CRM.
I can't remember where any of this shit is, man.
It should be in the CRM. I gotta go.
And that is how Rememware, now Supered, was born. Process boards that completely negate the need for documentation, so you never have to rememware it is again. Humans forget, Pepperidge Farm remembers, and Supered turns process blueprints into practical behavior. No memory needed. Super.io, formerly Rememware. The world's easiest way to get a sales rep to remember a process is by eliminating memory altogether.
What? What? We're getting a bit of breaking news. Oh my God. Attention all HubSpot partners, sales orgs, and companies who enjoy success. Didn't ever think we'd say this, but it's here. Amanda Martin is available for hire. Yes, I couldn't believe it either. That's why we had to take the break. If you don't hire her, your competitors will, and you're an idiot. Let me paint you a picture. Amanda was the runner-up in Super's Admin of the Year competition. Runner-up. Remember what that means? Second, she was one spot away from being crowned the best admin plus, because it's more than just an admin, in the entire ecosystem, to James Byrne, absolute legend at Rev Odyssey, who may have somehow rigged the election, but we're not political on this network. Listen, she's a process architect, a CRM whisperer, an ops enablement legend who can turn your chaotic pipeline into a well-oiled revenue machine. She's the person who makes your sales team look like they know what they're doing, even when they don't. And Amanda doesn't just manage workflows. She engineers them. She doesn't just set up your dashboard. She builds command centers that would make NASA look like the Boy Scouts. That's what I'm saying. And she's available right now. Yeah, still, maybe. Hopefully when this airs, she will be. This is like finding out LeBron James is a free agent and deciding, we'll think about it. No, you don't think. You act. You sign them. Right here, ink to paper. So here's what's happening. If you're a HubSpot partner, a sales ops leader, in marketing ops, if you're affiliated with HubSpot at all, or anyone who values execution over excuses, hire Amanda Martin today before someone smarter than you does. She might hire herself. Super's brand is partner first, people first, HubSpot always, and this is BSCN. Carry the two, carry the one. She's a superhero. Let's get her back in the game. By the way, if Amanda is still unemployed next week, I'm coming for all of you personally. I need something fresh, something positive. Oh, wait, we've got a commercial break sponsored by our friends at Supered, and it's the top 5 Super Jams by views. Whew, thank God, coming in clutch. We'll be right back after a brief dance intermission.
Number 5.
Glock, lock, and socket. Glock, lock, and socket. Glock, lock, and socket. Glock, lock, and socket. Glock, lock, and socket.
Number 4.
What, all night long. Let me hear that go. Baby, that go.
Number 3.
Super helps adopt, super helps adopt, super helps adopt. When your process needs a rule, super makes it hot, super makes it hot, super makes it hot.
Number
No
2.
way, not for me. That's the enemy of the 1, 2.
I tried so hard to get so far that on LinkedIn it doesn't really matter if you fall and lose it all.
Number
I'm supered and I
1.
know it. We're supered and we know it. You're supered and don't know it yet. You're supered and don't know it yet. I'm supered and I know it.
Welcome back to SAS Center. I forgot who the hell I am because flight cancellations mount amid mandated FAA slowdown, leaving millions of travelers stranded. Yeah, the FAA's mandated operational slowdown has triggered thousands of flight cancellations. I'm sure this isn't news to you. Across the U.S., stranding travelers and exposing the fragility of aviation infrastructure. Our correspondent, though, is on site and has some thoughts. Lindsay?
Thank you. I'm here at LaGuardia, and absolute chaos has erupted. And I have to say, I have never been more grateful to the TSA.
Wait, what?
The TSA! Those beautiful, process-driven angels while the FAA is out here operating like a startup with no SOPs. The TSA is a bastion of procedural excellence. Do you know what the TSA does?
But
They follow processes every single time. They don't wing it. They don't figure it out as they go. No, they have checklists. They have procedural mechanisms. They follow process. They know that the ID goes in this slot. They know that the bags go in that scanner, and the shoes, they come off every time.
But the flight cancellations...
I can't imagine a world without processes. Can you? What's next? Airline pilots just guessing the altitude? Or air traffic controllers just sort of vibing on spacing, which, by the way, pay them right now? No. We need accountability. We need structure. We need...
Oh, crap. Not again. Our correspondent, we do love Lindsay Smith, but she does love a process, even if it's a legal one, like being restrained. How many times have I told you?
Processes save lives. The TSA understands. Why doesn't the FFA?
She's not wrong. Processes do save lives. I wish I could lie and say that were technical difficulties. Anyway, that's as good as a time as any to end today's show. I'm Rob Jones, and some pseudonyms. Always be closing, fam. Also, 6'7", Sigma, and something about main character energy. We need ratings from the younger viewers. See you next Thursday at 1 Central for SaaS Center, and stay tuned for Pardon the POV.
BSTN.
What up, everybody? Ready to get bolo?
Oh, I thought you were going to knock over your desk when you did that.
Something's about to get knocked over. You want to get in it? You want to get in it?
Let's do it.
Okay, let me start this. This is one that we'll see.
You didn't even introduce the name of the show. If you're going to pay a producer to make you look good, you can't be a moron right off the top. Welcome to Pardon the POV. Your name is Matt. His name is Crispy. Can we have some class here, gentlemen? Thank you.
Woo, thank you, Mr. Oz. Appreciate you. You little. Let's go. Debate number 1. HubSpot stock crash was deserved versus Wall Street doesn't understand what a good SaaS looks like. HubSpot beat earnings, grew 21%, added Clara I can't pronounce Clara to their board, and the stock tanked 12.8% after they announced beating earnings. One host says the market correctly punished inflated expectations and slowing growth trajectory. The other says Wall Street is punishing excellence because they're addicted to AI porn. Which one do you agree with, Crispy?
I think the stock crash was deserved. I think that they're adding board members to inflate this artificial idea of the next generation of CRMs being solely AI driven.
Great argument. I really appreciate how many facts you presented during this. Good job, Crispy. I think this stock crash is asinine, and it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Probably when you look back in history and you look at how quarterly earnings go, literally they have no more debt. Their average customers over 5K, which is enterprise customers, have increased. They added 11,000 customers. They beat their earning report with 21% revenue growth. Their NER is up. They like any number you think of is up. And Wall Street says that's not good enough because your AI credit usage hasn't increased. Like what they're looking at are these lovables, which is just like lovables and AI wrappers that are essentially AI wrappers, looking at these giant, now exponential revenue increases, and they're punishing execution. It is a bubble. It's going to pop. And when it is, things like HubSpot, even Salesforce is being punished. Things like HubSpot and Salesforce and actual CRMs where people are doing work will come out ahead. This is complete hogwash. It's idiotic and it's stupid. Someone, if you wanted to make money, go buy a lot of HubSpot stock.
Couple notes here. You don't have to read one host says. You're obviously one of the hosts and you're reading that. And it's not AI porn. It's exponential growth porn, which is a colloquialism. We don't want our viewers to get the wrong impression. All right, next.
I'm getting angry at the Oz man. I changed it to AI porn because exponential doesn't make any sense.
Okay, next up. We talk about quota attainment a lot with our customers and partners and different sales teams. What does 50% quota mean? Does it mean that your quota is broken, or does it mean that it is working and it's working as designed? And does it mean that when you're hovering around 50%, your executives freak out inside of your business? On one hand, you could prove that this is unrealistic and demotivating for your sales team. On the other hand, you could say it is perfect by design. the median rep hits 101%, and that's exactly how those structures should work. So what do we think? Is 50% broken, or is it by design and it's showing performance improvement opportunities?
50% attainment means quota is broken, and that is by design. We're trying to do something different at Super. And I've thought lots about this specific problem. And having been a rep and led a rep team, is the way it's done is you expect reps to hit a 70% or lower rep attainment, quota attainment. You put people into a bullpen, you give them training, and you hope some of them swim. And you hope enough swim, knowing that some will not. You fire them, you put them on PIPs, and it's literally by design. The issue is quota attainment's actually decreased over the same time. So what used to be an average of 70 is getting closer to 50%, and the same playbook is no longer working. And it's by design doesn't work, but it's not by design. It's getting worse, and we need to rethink. More likely shows how we're training our teams and we're not enabling them well enough.
I think that there is accuracy in the model being broken in addition and being broken by design at the same time. There's also, I think, a misconception around quotas increase as you continuously hit them. So as an example, if I hit 100% quota, next quarter is 110%. We increase it to 100K per month or whatever it is. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about quota, but does it mean that 50% is broken, or is it by design? I lean more towards it being broken generally, unless a rep is in a ramping period. 50% quota attainment would make my hair stand up.
Yeah, these notes are from Forrester and from QuotaPath statistics from 2025. The actual number is 47%, but you guys are doing great.
Thank you, Mr.
Well, then, let's go to the next one. AI sales tools need human oversight or
Nope, you skipped one. Boo.
I wanted to skip one on purpose, and I did what I want. I'm doing what I want to do. If you want to do the other one, you do the other one. AI tools need human oversight forever, or full autonomy is 18 months away. BCG says 82% of sellers don't trust AI tools due to inaccuracy. One argument is AI will always need human oversight. They call it human in the loop. Sales is too nuanced, too relationship driven. The other is that in 18 months from fully autonomous AI agents that will be fully autonomous AI agents that handle prospecting and close without human intervention. That is, if you believe LinkedIn. Crispy, what do you think? How close away are we to no longer needing sales reps?
How close away doesn't make sense, but I'll answer your question nonetheless. So I don't think we're 18 months away, because I don't think we'll ever fully be autonomous entirely. I think the beauty to AI and how it's helping us get rid of monotony is it is replacing monotonous time and bullshit tasks with the opportunity to do greater things. And so I don't think we're ever going to get to a place where a sales rep is relying solely on AI in a fully autonomous way. I think that it will reduce the amount of redundancy in their jobs to make them more powerful sellers. So 18 months away, no.
Crispy, you sound like every CEO that I know is building AI, what you just said. And it's, we'll enhance the humans and make them better. It's like, yeah, and you get rid of their jobs. Like, here's what I think is going to happen is there's just no way humans don't freaking win. There is no way humans don't freaking win. Say it again. There's no way, because I won't freak out. Humans don't win. Give an example. When there was bank tellers and we had ATMs, the world's going to end. We had ATMs, which bank tellers used to collect money and give and disseminate that to people. We now have, and they thought it was going to get rid of their jobs. We now have more bank tellers today than when the ATM came out in the 1970s. This same phenomenon that is happening, getting rid of mundane, crappy things for sales reps, will only make the job harder. It will mean you have to do even more. It will be more human, not less human. And AI will just force us to make sales into not art form, but science. We're going to need even more salespeople to win deals. We're going to have more salespeople, not less. It will be less autonomous, not more.
There's already evidence of this as well. Here's a good example.
Are you agreeing with me?
I am agreeing with you, and I'm going to use.
Just making sure I made a great argument.
I'm going to use a pain point that you and I both.
I made a great argument.
You made a great argument.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Just make
I'll
sure.
use a
Okay.
pain point that you and I both experienced. Riverside, you have fucked us. Like, you fucked us badly as a customer, straight up. We used to use you for all of our podcasts. All of our podcasts were through you, Riverside. All of our podcasts. And you fucked us out of our account, and now we're streaming from StreamYard right now because we couldn't get in touch with a human. All of your customer service is all AI bullshit, and now we churned. That's a perfect example of why humans will prevail, because we relied on AI, AI failed us, and now you lost revenue because of it. And now I'm gonna tell everyone, Riverside fucked us. I'm gonna tell everyone.
100%. It was a positive result from Finn from Intercom, and they said they marked it as successfully resolved ticket, and somebody won, which is Intercom. They're just gaslighting everybody.
Yes.
Okay, Crispy.
Quick little note here. Watch your profanity, please. My children watch this show begrudgingly because their dad's on it and they think he's some kind of YouTube influencer, even though I'm not on here. Please, thank you.
That sounds like poor parenting. Anyway, man, I'm getting excited. I'm sweating now. Okay, next. Sales enablement ROI. Is it measurable or is it not? Are you measuring the right things in sales enablement, or are you measuring the wrong things? And so companies spend billions of dollars on sales enablement. Quota is still going down. Only 17% of those have effective programs. And so I believe it is impossible to measure the total.
Just making sure it's my turn to go first. If you'd like to follow.
You just went. I mean, I'm giving you the setup. Hold your horses.
Okay.
Hold your horses. I believe it is impossible to measure the entire impact of enablement inside of a business, down to the granular level of the
moderator. Is the person that reads supposed to give their opinion first or second? I can't remember.
He can do whatever he wants. He's pretty.
There you go. I think the impact of enablement is measured in two ways. One is I think it is measured by certain data points and validated by experience, not solely measured by data points inside your business. It's not possible to measure all the outcomes of what enablement does.
The argument was sales enablement ROI is unmeasurable, or we're just measuring the wrong thing. Being very clear is the ROI of sales enablement 1.0 is not measurable. But however, you can measure whether or not someone's following a process, and that is only possible by Super. I think sales enablement finally is measurable. It's in micro behaviors. You must look at outputs. You must look at what people are actually doing. It is now measurable for the first time ever. It was not measurable before, and that's why people overspent without any effect. And so if you keep doing sales enablement 1.0, you'll keep having the results of a sales enablement 1.0, which is decreasing quota attainment and increasing sales reps not spending time on revenue associated tasks. Feel free to follow up and agree with everything I said, Crispy the Rizzler.
I cannot disagree with you on the value of Super in measuring process. It makes me think of the I saw this Instagram video like multiple months ago of a dude who's in church in like Dallas or something, and he tells the ushers, he's like, we didn't hit our goal of everyone donating from the congregation. Ushers, lock the doors. That's what everyone needs. That's what everyone needs to be in right now. Is bowling needs to preach the gospel to everyone of like, now you can measure sales enablement, and ushers like lock the doors. It's fucking time. It's time for you to understand the value of this now. Lock the fucking doors. Like, this is it.
I don't know if
the name change mid-show ain't gonna help you, pretty boy. He's waxing the floor with you. Next segment.
Oh gosh. You know what? Feel free to agree with me again. I love this. I don't know if I agree with the analogy you said, but I definitely we should listen. Okay, let's go to this next. Sales reps should prospect first. Inbound marketing should eliminate prospecting. I'm interested in what this is. I don't know. This seems quite crazy. Bain found on the report on sales productivity, sales reps spend 25% of their time selling. The rest is work about work. One point of view is that your effort should focus on prospecting and lead generation instead of waiting for inbound. Another point of view is that you should start BSTN and a news network that helps your what something literally this is changing as we're going. It's very difficult for me to look. Another POV is that your reps are cold prospecting in 2025. Your marketing has failed. Where do you sit, Crispy the Rizzler? Is it your reps should be prospecting first, or is it your marketing is just failing?
Oh, this is hard. That's what she said. I'm trying to collect my thoughts together. This is coming from someone who started as an email marketing specialist who interviewed with RP and then decided not to work at RP after
Didn't get a job offer. Yep.
I wasn't going to get a job offer, and then Bullion forgot, and I interviewed at Supered, and I was like, hey, or I was going to buy Supered, and he was like, hey, good, nice to meet you. And I'm like, I've known you for like a while, dog. Like, I interviewed you directly. He didn't remember. So fun backstory. I started as email marketing specialist. I built an agency, and I sunsetted the marketing arm of my agency, and so I lean more towards marketing is failing. Marketing is failing. I think that it is more difficult for marketing to generate leads now, especially with the ability to create an abundance of content in an abundance of ways.
You think people should prospect?
I think people should prospect. Yes. I think,
okay.
yeah, cold calling. I'm going to argue the entire mobile experience, not just calling, but texting as well, is actually more powerful. I am highly, highly, highly more likely to respond to a text than a phone call. That's why I have like my do not disturb setting on all day. Prospecting, texting, calling will always prevail for me over like email marketing and me responding going inbound. That's just me as a buyer.
I just want to make sure I heard what you're saying. You're saying prospecting is more important than marketing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We got dead air here. Somebody talk. Jeez.
Woo! I can't believe somebody I work with believes that. It's just taking me a whole second. Okay, so I created a prospecting mechanism called Surround Bound. It's all built on making there is no such thing as cold prospecting. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of human space. It is bothering people per profession. And the act of prospecting is best done through really freaking good marketing where everybody has already heard of you and all you're doing is collecting the grain that has already been made for you. I grow wheat. I go and get my wheat and we eat really good. I've done it twice. One at Rev Partners, 0 to 10 million in 3 years. And also here in Super, it is the way we execute. It's the way we're even on this show right now. Crispy the Rizzler. It is marketing must propagate your name, not to tell what you do, but to make sure everybody knows you exist. And then prospecting is the act of gathering your grain. It is more important to have a better marketing and brand and distribution. Distribution wins.
Yeah.
And everybody now is going to have an AI SDR that is trying to do cold outbound. It is even more important to do marketing and even more important to do things that don't scale than before, like what we're doing right now.
I think that we do marketing very differently from most other companies generally about brand and planting the seed of how someone knows about us. I think that we are very unique in the way that we do this. Even the two companies that you've built around this are also very unique in their own ecosystems because no one is alike us because of this exact strategy. And so, yes, I think it's important to do the marketing and branding piece and that marketing is not dead per se, but I also think we do it in a very unique way that 90% of the other market does not do, which is the big difference.
I'd say it's differently. And just to put a nail in this coffin is if you were to go to a Y Combinator or you're to go into any startup portion, one of the things we're going to look at is you have product market fit. Part of having product market fit is the ability to create leads without doing outbound prospecting. And when you get money, it is about creating an outbound motion. And so first step one, boys and girls, it is creating inbound as your ability, and you'll be graded on your ability to do inbound. And you are worth more if you can do inbound. And I think that's one of the best ways of thinking about something. Which one makes me worth more, mommy and daddy? And it is always inbound.
Thanks for taking that to a weird spot at the end there, but decent points made. Let's move on to the big finale, number 6. Crispy, your turn to read this one.
Boom. All right. We're in Q4, right? We have holidays coming up. So the question is, do we grind through holidays or is time off when like the deals close, right? Do we embrace the burnout or do we just let it sit? You know, we're mid-November right now. well on our way to Q4. I am a big proponent. Here's an example. I'm a big proponent of working through the holidays. I have.
Crispy, it's my turn to go first.
No, I can give my opinion as part of the setup. Or if you want to
Whenever
go,
you read the topic, you're supposed to let the other person go first.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Burnout or not is the question.
I'll say this loud and clear for everybody that has ears to hear it. You either got excuses or you're a freaking champion. And that is December is when champions are made. It's when everybody has an excuse and when the people without excuses win. Now, am I saying burnout? I'm not a pro for burnout. Am I saying that you take off when the deal's closed? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is winners win. And there's a reason you're in sales. Sales make the most money out of anybody in the company when they're executing. And there's a reason you are in sales. And it is sometimes you don't get the same amount of time off. It is the blood of the organization. You bear a burden that others don't have. You make more money than other people make. And it is part of what you're doing. Sales, top earners, they also sometimes have to close a deal on December 31st.
Yes. I want to disagree with you, but I don't. It's against my nature to disagree with you on this as an example. Like, I don't believe in burnout. I think burnout is a lack of discipline. Discipline is the ability to do the same thing over and over again perfectly, no matter the stress or disastrous scenario that you're in. Burnout is your inability to deal with that.
I call that resilience. And what my mentor, the person I aspire to be like, once said, I endured for the hope I had in him. And so there's this reality of hope. And do you believe? And if you believe, you are a force that is inevitable, and it's all about the conviction of your belief. So I found most salespeople who talk about like December not, it's like it means you do not believe in the product, do not believe in what's going to happen. December is when champions are made, or when losers are found. I don't know how else to say it.
December is like, I'm thinking of like the football scenario, right? Of December is the stoppage time of the World Cup final or the Champions League final, as an example. Like this isn't we're going to go to the next match in the tournament or anything like that. No. We are down to the wire. Like it's fucking go time right now. Q4, December, you hit the one thing that happens every year, which is end of week, end of month, end of quarter, end of year, where you can make crazy things happen. You can make or break the business in December. December is the time when things come.
I'll end with this. There's a philosophy that I like to say. Some people think in probabilities. Some people think in possibilities. And so probabilities being how likely is this to happen? And those people quit. Good salespeople think in possibilities, and they think, how can I make this happen? Especially when it's hard. And to be a good salesperson, you must think in possibilities, which means you must be open to having the possibility of working on December 31st to close the deal. You cannot think in probabilities. If you do, you just, that doesn't make it, it's not a good recipe for a sales rep. Okay, host, bring us home. Say something really smart and really creative and really good as we end this.
Took us 22 minutes, but we finally got a quotable moment from this show. The probability line was pretty good. Just want to point out there that burnout doesn't exist is going to land us in the LinkedIn Looney Bin for the first time. Yay, we've got some haters. I would also like to point out both of you work at Supered, where the company has 2 weeks off in December. I agree about sales. I agree about the probability thing. Yeah, not as much talk about rear ends this time. Overall, I give it a C-. You two have got a lot to improve upon. Thank you.